What's up, everybody? This is hashtag homeless. It's day 27 and I'm still breathing. So I keep shaking my head every time. I notice that anytime I watch one of these videos that I play back to myself. It's just because I'm in this state of disbelief about what happened, and everything that I'm going through right now I never in a million years would have thought this is where I'd end up. See, I'm doing it again. That every time I do that, make that little, that's what I'm thinking. That's what's going on in my head. And it's just like some involuntary response to like, oh, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. So I just see myself doing it all the time in these videos. And now that I'm conscious of it, maybe I'll stop, but I doubt it. I had to leave early again today. They started blasting the corporate Christian worship music, the bland corporate music that all has the same lyrics and the generic, they crank it up really loud. There's all kinds of other stuff going on, drama, all kinds of things being said and flying around. And I have a job interview in about 2 hours. I wasn't even able to shave today, but the problem is I can't shave every day. I shaved yesterday, and if I shave every day, my neck will break out into this horrible rash. I'll start bleeding all over the place, and I'll actually look worse. So I made the decision I'm not going to shave today. The interview that I'm going on should not impact that. But tomorrow I have another interview. It's a Zoom meeting, and I will. In fact, I'm probably going to try and buy a nice button-up shirt. If I can, I'm going to be near a Target today on my way to this interview. And if I can find some sort of nice-looking button-up shirt with a collar that can handle being rolled up or folded and put in a bag without having to be ironed, that's the key. I'm probably going to buy a nice shirt to sit at that interview because it's a second-round interview at a software company. It's the do-or-die interview. If this interview goes well, the next rounds of interviews will just be meeting with people higher up in the company as like a get-to-know-you kind of a thing. And from there, they'll either make an offer or pass. And, so I'm putting all the effort that I can put into to get this job. It's a remote job, so no matter where they tell me I have to live, the only logistical problems I'll have are when I have to make the move. Hopefully I can do it on a weekend, and get something set up in the new location, because, until I get an official roof over my head that's mine, I'm going to have to have a place to work from, and I'm going to have to be able to participate in Zoom meetings and talk to people, and they're going to have to be able to hear me without a bunch of noise in the background, and I'm going to have to be at a place where I can talk and have these discussions with people without being surrounded by, distractions and such. And I'm going to have to be able to do it from probably 9 in the morning to 5 p.m., more or less. I'll be working with people all over the country, different time zones, probably. But, don't worry about tomorrow. I'm focused more on today. I've got to walk a couple more miles at least to get to where this interview is, but I'm way early. I have time to spare. So I have time to sit here and do this video. Let's see, it's 4 minutes in. I don't really know what to talk about today. The trolls keep coming. Cool. Every time a troll shows up, there's a few. Let me think about this. There was one guy who seems to be coming every day to tell all of you watchers not to watch my videos, and all that he's doing is getting more people to watch them. So thanks, keep it up. Let's see. There was, I had it in my mind. I was going to talk about this maybe, but now there's just too much stuff going on. I can't focus on, I don't have time to sit and take notes. I'm just doing these videos off the cuff right now. Let's see. Oh man, I can't remember. I just remember this really long troll post that I was gonna maybe say something about, and my mind is drawn a blank. So, I'm sitting here in the park, a park that's on the way to where the job interview is, and I had a little bit of the probation officer is asking me yesterday, so did you get a place to live in Pittsburgh yet? Did you get a job in Pittsburgh yet? And hopefully there's a level of understanding of, I don't have a lot of, I've been asking people. I've been making calls. I've been trying to find a place to live in Pittsburgh. It's not working out. I don't know what I can do when I'm stuck in a city that's over 200 miles away and I don't even have permission to go to the state of Pennsylvania, let alone Pittsburgh, and do this foot on the ground. When it comes to finding a job down there, like a general labor job, I don't have a date. I don't have a timestamp. I don't have a time frame of when I have to be there. So a lot of these interviews I'm getting up here in Jamestown for these, local labor jobs, I'm filling out a job application, and within 1 hour to 48 hours, I'm getting an email back saying, hey, we want to schedule an interview. And how do I do that? What do I say if I start filling out applications today for jobs in Pittsburgh and they come at me within an hour or two and say, hey, when can you come in for an interview? What do I do? Do I email back and say, I don't know, I'll let you know? I'll let you know when I can. I'll get back to you on that. Like, done. You're not getting that job. So I think I'm going to wait until I know this is the day I'm going to be there. And then I'll start filling out job applications right away. And if they come back to me, when can you come in for an interview? Well, if I'm coming to Pittsburgh on a Saturday, then I'll start filling them in for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the next week. I'll try to, I assume I don't know what's going to happen. Right now I'm more focused on, can I somehow find a place to live down there? That's something I can continue to work on. I do have more phone calls to make. I have more, I have to look into some things there. I've even got some people here that are trying to help me with that. But I'm kind of in this state of limbo, and I don't have control over that. And so I'm trying to focus on whatever I can control, which is this. I have an interview to go to right now. I'm on my way. I'm going to get there an hour before the interview so I can change my clothes into something, cleaner. It's no longer winter in Western New York, thank goodness. The temperature went up it's still a little chilly this morning, but it's supposed to get warm this afternoon, so I don't have to wear a long sleeve shirt, and that feels good. That calmed me down. That calmed me way down. But yesterday I had this little bit of stress come my way about, I don't want to say I'm being put on the spot. That, I think that there's a level of understanding that I can only do so much from 200 miles away. So I'm trying not to worry about that. Don't worry about tomorrow. But then, but I'm still it's nerve-wracking. It's the unknown, especially not knowing where you're going to live when you're dropped off in the middle of a much bigger city. That's daunting to think about. But at the end of the day, good news started coming at me from multiple directions. And, I was praying to God, God, just what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do, man? I want to trust you. I want to be, now I remember what the troll comment was, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. I want to trust you, God. That brought it right to my head. I want to trust your plan, that you have a plan, and that you're going to put me where you want me to be. Just help me with some reassurance. Help me keep my mind calm and at ease. And right at the end of the day yesterday, I wrapped up some work that I was doing. I'm building out these portfolio prototypes to, that even if they don't work to get me the job that I'm interviewing for, the second round interview, they're gonna pay off. One way or another down the road, it's gonna pay off. This work that I'm doing is not a waste of time. So the second round interview, that showed up at the very end of the day. I'm talking 5 o'clock. I was packing up my stuff because I accomplished what I felt like I could. And it was getting close to dinner time, and I was hungry. So I said, let's just put a wrap on this. All of a sudden, this email pops up and asking me if I want to do a second round interview at this company. And I was like, yes. And that's all it took to change my whole, I was feeling a little bit down all day. And sometimes it just takes one, like I said, one email, one phone call, one positive thing can come your way, and it just snaps you right out of whatever funk that you're in. You just have to hold on long enough for that good news to show up. After that email came, I walked back to the shelter. I'm waiting for dinner. Got another email. So there's an organization here in Jamestown. It's a nationally well-known thing. I'm not gonna, there's certain things I'm just gonna leave the names out. But I had sent an blind email to the executive director back in April because I got a tip from somebody that they might be looking for somebody who does what I do, and just reach out to this person. And it took some research. I had to do some pretty behind the scenes research just to find her email address, but I got it out there, and I didn't give up. I said, I've put in time on this already. I'm going to get this email in her hands one way or another. So I did my homework. I found her email address. I got it to her. And then I just, sometimes you plant a seed like that. 2 months later, it starts to sprout. So now it's June, and this company has been coming back to me via email. We're going back and forth, and I got a nice email from them yesterday that they're interested. They just want to make sure that I'm interested enough to want to come in and talk to them. So even though I'm being told I have to leave this place, there's a chance I could get a pretty decent job here, and that might change the whole dynamic of everything. So wherever God wants me to go, he's going to put me. But in the meantime, if somebody's telling me, we want to talk to you, we want to have you come in for an interview, I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to turn that opportunity down. I'm doing it today. I've got an interview tomorrow. And if this organization comes back and wants to talk some more, there's a chance I could be going into that place next week. There's so many irons in the fire and seeds that have been planted that, I've had a lot of jobs come my way because I reached out to somebody who wasn't even looking to fill a job, or I responded to a job post. 3 to 6 months later, they come back and say, hey, we want to talk to you. You applied for this job back in, 6 months ago, or we met at a wine and cheeser 6 months ago, or, who knows, or so-and-so, you're friends with so-and-so and they recommended you, or, these things happen all the time. And so that's why I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up at all, because I will never give up. In fact, I've said a few political, this is not a political channel, but I'm going to say something here and there. This is, the powers that be, they like to shut people up. They like to put 2 bullets in the back of someone's head and say, oh, he committed suicide. Well, I will tell you flat out in this video, I'll probably have to make a couple more. That will never happen if they, because I'm in a position right now. I have a political voice, whether I want it or not, because of the fact that I was all over the national news. And now I don't have a place to live. I'm homeless. I don't have a job. I'm living in a homeless shelter. That's the prime opportunity. And I'm saying things against what's going on here and there. That's the prime opportunity for these people, the same people that, the same people that came along when Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in that position where they could just say, oh, well, he was so depressed because he was homeless and he didn't have a job and his life was all falling apart and this happened and that happened. And, anybody would take their own life in that situation. Well, no, I wouldn't. So just keep that, reference this video. If I ever just disappear and there's no more videos popping up and you're all wondering what happened to that guy, well, I didn't kill myself. That will never happen. I'm way too stubborn for that. I want to prove people wrong. I want to do something good for society. I want to show you that you can hit rock bottom and come back from it. And I'm way too stubborn to give up on any of that. I've never been someone who will throw in the towel and give up. You can ask people, anybody that I know, whether they like me or not, they'll tell you that. I've done a lot of cool things in my life just because of the fact that A, I wasn't afraid to try, and B, because I wouldn't give up even when things didn't go right the first time. So, there's that. Every time I lean back like this, I'm checking out how much time I'm in on the video. There's a little timer at the bottom of the screen. And, here comes the street cleaner, so there's going to be some noise. That's probably my cue to wrap this up. So, that's it. Hashtag homeless. Check out my shop at litgood.com. Oh, and the topic, when I said that I need to trust God, and did it just leave again? I was going to talk about something. I remembered what I was going to talk about, and it's gone. And I'll remember it as soon as I hit stop on this video, but I'm almost, we're about 18 minutes in, and maybe it'll just be for tomorrow's video because I got way too many things on my mind right now, and I can't, things come into my head, and then they're gone, and then they're back, and then they're gone, and so it's just how it is. I'll talk to you tomorrow.